When I started out, I was taught lots of truths, lots of things that were true of business. I was taught never tell a senior manager more than they need to know because they'll start to meddle and get into your business. I was taught never bring a problem without at least a couple of solutions. I was taught all sorts of these things that are business truths that are handed down from one generation to the next. Just the same way as I was taught that if you really want a baby to go to sleep, you should put it down on its tummy, or putting a little bit of cereal in its bottle will make that baby fall asleep faster. All sorts of things that were inherited truths that I later found out are not true. There are things that are passed down but aren't necessarily accurate, and we can easily perpetuate them by continuing to believe them, even though there is no evidence that proves it. And I wanted to start a series of a few videos where I bring up some of these. So I want to start with this one, the belief that we need to have a singular leader, one person that is the lead of a thing. And we're told that a lot, like we're told axioms like I need a single ringable neck, or if it's everybody's problem, it's nobody's problem, or these things that, like, if I don't say, hey, you person right there, you person named Jeremy, this is your job and you're going to own it and you're going to lead it. If I don't do that, it won't get done. Now, this flies in the face of lots of real evidence of teams and pairs and decisions and structures that don't have a single leader that function just fine. For instance, I am married and my husband and I co-parent a child, and we always have, and there's always been two of us, and we have always bounced ideas and decisions off of each other, and that works wonderfully, so wonderfully that many families operate that way, with two parents with shared responsibility for raising the kid, maintaining the house, etc. I work on a team of 3 people, and the 3 of us work on everything together. We come together, we spend all day together, making decisions constantly making compromises, and we do not have a leader. There is no person that is the person that makes the final call or is directing anything. And I've been on many teams like that have worked just fine. I've been on adult sports teams, soccer teams, where there is no one leader. Like, especially when we're on the field, there's no leader. We are playing the game and constantly in communication with each other, and leadership roles come and go based on context. We have lots of examples that show you don't need a single leader. But there are examples I've seen where having a single voice is important in an emergency. So let's say the house is on fire. You do not have time to negotiate, to compromise, to discuss it. It is best if one person says, you go get the pets, you grab the fire extinguisher, let's run out the door, come with me, we're gonna meet right here. You need quick, decisive leadership because it is an emergency. And it's worth having maybe weak or bad decisions, because only one person's making them. It's worth it because the speed of the decision is the most important thing. So there are situations where speed is important, where a singular leader is going to give you the most speed because they do not need to compromise or discuss or come to an agreement. But those situations are not every situation. There are many, many, many situations where you do not need a leader. And to the contrary, having a single leader might be an anti-pattern or to your detriment. But we've been taught, and it's inherited wisdom, that you need to have a lead. So much so that now we see and we crave that is a way to get recognized and rewarded, and we promote and we pay more for these leadership roles. And in the meantime, we are using the wrong kind of leadership for situations because we believe that is a universal truth. So I'm going to go through a few of these things that I was taught that I've now learned are not necessarily true, and definitely not true for all cases. I would love to hear from you in the comments for other things that you learned that you thought were true, but then you saw evidence or you read and researched or you actually disproved later on in your career. So shout out.